Get out. The VIP room is not for people like you. This is the last time I will repeat myself, the receptionist said to the black woman ready to check into her reserved room. But I booked this 3 weeks ago and already paid. Maya, the black woman replied, showing her confirmation. Why is it suddenly unavailable? The hotel manager's expression hardened. We have given the VIP room to a more befitting client. You clearly don't belong here. This isn't some budget motel. We have standards. And what standards are those exactly? Maya asked, her voice dangerously quiet. Ma'am, you're causing a disturbance. We have another standard room for you to take, or you will be arrested for disturbing the hotel's peace. The hotel manager threatened. But what they didn't know was that the woman they were discriminating against, the woman they were about to arrest for causing trouble, was actually their boss, and she was recording every single discriminatory word. As we delve into this story, if you believe everyone should be respected, no matter who they are, hit the subscribe button, share this video to others, and type justice in the comments. Maya Richardson wasn't born into wealth. 25 years ago, she was pushing a housekeeping cart down the hallways of the Grand Plaza Hotel in downtown Chicago, earning $8 an hour and dreaming of something bigger. She was 19 years old, a single mother working double shifts just to keep the lights on in her tiny studio apartment. But Maya had something that money couldn't buy: vision, determination, and an unshakable belief that every person deserves to be treated with dignity, no matter what they looked like or where they came from. While she scrubbed toilets and changed bedsheets, she watched everything. She studied how the hotel operated, how guests were treated, and most importantly, how certain guests were treated better than others based on nothing more than their appearance or the color of their skin. She saw wealthy white guests getting upgraded to suites they hadn't paid for, while black families with reservations were told there were complications with their bookings. She witnessed staff members laughing behind closed doors about guests who didn't belong in their establishment. Every single instance of discrimination she witnessed fueled her determination to one day change the entire industry. Maya didn't just work at that hotel, she studied it. During her breaks, she would sit in the employee cafeteria with hospitality textbooks she borrowed from the library. She learned about hotel management, customer service excellence, and most importantly, the financial side of the business. While other employees complained about difficult guests, Maya was calculating occupancy rates and profit margins in her head. After 3 years of working every available shift, Maya had saved enough money to enroll in night classes at the local community college. She studied business administration while working full-time. By the time Maya graduated with her business degree, she had already identified the biggest problem in the hotel industry. Most establishments focused on profit over people, leading to the exact kind of discrimination she had witnessed firsthand. She knew there was a better way, a more profitable way to run hotels. Treat every guest with excellence, regardless of their background, and they'll become loyal customers for life. Maya's first break came when she approached the owner of a failing budget hotel with a proposal. She offered to manage the property for a share of the profits, betting everything on her belief that exceptional service could turn any hotel around. The owner, desperate and facing bankruptcy, agreed to give the young woman a chance. Within 18 months, Maya had transformed that failing hotel into one of the most profitable properties in the city. She implemented strict customer service standards, hired diverse staff, and most importantly, made sure every single guest felt valued from the moment they walked through the door. Word spread quickly. This was the hotel where everyone was treated like royalty. The success of that first hotel became the foundation of what would eventually become Richardson Hospitality Group. Over the next 15 years, Maya acquired property after property, always with the same philosophy: dignity and excellence for every guest, regardless of their appearance, accent, or background. But Maya never forgot where she came from. That's why, even as her empire grew to include 47 luxury properties across 12 states, she continued her practice of visiting hotels undercover. She would book rooms under false names, dress modestly, and experience her properties exactly as a regular guest would. This wasn't just about quality control. It was about ensuring that the discrimination she had witnessed as a young housekeeper never happened in any Richardson property. Her hotels consistently ranked highest in customer satisfaction. Her staff knew that discrimination of any kind was grounds for immediate termination, and her hotels had become known as places where everyone truly was welcome. Which brings us to 3 days ago when Maya received the call she had been waiting for. The Pinnacle Hotels chain, a struggling collection of 15 properties known more for their declining service than their luxury amenities, was finally ready to sell. Maya had been watching Pinnacle for months, hearing rumors about their discriminatory practices and poor management. The acquisition had been completed in complete secrecy. Maya's lawyers had structured the deal through a series of shell companies, ensuring that Pinnacle's current management had no idea who their new owner was. The plan was simple. Maya would spend a few days experiencing Pinnacle properties as a regular guest, documenting any issues she discovered before revealing her ownership and implementing necessary changes. That's why, just 2 days after signing the papers that made her the owner of Pinnacle Hotels, Maya had booked the VIP suite at their flagship property under the name Maria Robinson. She had deliberately chosen a modest outfit and traveled without her usual entourage, wanting to experience the hotel exactly as any other guest would. The confirmation email was crystal clear. VIP suite, $800 per night, prepaid in full. Maya had used her personal credit card, the same one she had used for hundreds of undercover hotel visits over the years. Everything was legitimate, confirmed, and paid for. But the real test wasn't just about room availability. It was about how the staff would treat a black woman traveling alone, requesting their best accommodations. Maya had a sinking feeling that Pinnacle Hotels was about to fail this test spectacularly. The night before her trip, Maya had held an emergency board meeting with her senior executives. "I want everyone on standby," she told them. "If what I suspect is happening at Pinnacle is true, we're going to need to move quickly to clean house." Thomas, her executive assistant, had prepared detailed files on every Pinnacle employee, from management down to housekeeping staff. Diane had assembled a team of Richardson's best managers, ready to step in if immediate changes were needed. Maya's legal team had prepared termination papers and discrimination lawsuits just in case. "Are you sure you want to do this undercover?" Thomas had asked during their final planning session. "We could just walk in, announce the acquisition, and start implementing changes immediately." Maya shook her head firmly. "The only way to truly understand what's happening in these hotels is to experience it myself. If we're going to fix Pinnacle's culture of discrimination, I need to document exactly how bad it really is." Later that day, Maya approached the Pinnacle Hotel's front desk at exactly 3:30 p.m., pulling her modest rolling suitcase behind her. She had deliberately chosen simple business attire, a black pantsuit from a department store, minimal jewelry, and comfortable flats. This wasn't about making an impression. It was about experiencing the hotel exactly as any regular guest would. The marble lobby was impressive, with soaring ceilings, crystal chandeliers, and the kind of understated luxury that whispered rather than shouted about wealth. Maya took it all in, mentally comparing it to her own Richardson properties, noting areas where service could be improved. 2 staff members were working behind the long marble front desk. The first was a young woman with perfectly styled blonde hair and a smile that looked like it came from customer service training. The second was an older man in his 30s, adjusting his tie as he processed paperwork. Maya approached the desk and waited. And waited. Both staff members were clearly aware of her presence. She was standing directly in front of them, but neither made eye contact or acknowledged her arrival. The blonde receptionist continued typing on her computer, occasionally glancing at Maya but never offering assistance. The male clerk shuffled papers, organized brochures, and found various busy work that somehow prevented him from providing customer service. After 3 full minutes of being ignored, Maya cleared her throat politely. "Excuse me, I'd like to check in." The blonde receptionist finally looked up with an expression that suggested Maya was interrupting something important. "Name?" she asked curtly. No greeting, no welcome, no acknowledgement that Maya was a guest in their supposedly 5-star establishment. "Maria Robinson," Maya replied, using her pseudonym. "I have a reservation." The receptionist's fingers moved slowly across the keyboard, taking far longer than necessary to locate a simple reservation. Maya noticed her eyes kept drifting up to assess Maya's appearance. Her off-the-rack suit, her modest purse, her natural hairstyle. "I'm showing a reservation," the receptionist said after what felt like an eternity. "But there seems to be a problem." Maya felt her stomach tighten but kept her voice calm. "What kind of problem?" "The VIP suite you booked. It's no longer available." "What do you mean it's no longer available?" Maya asked, pulling out her phone to show the confirmation email. "I booked this 3 weeks ago. I have a confirmation number and I've already been charged." The receptionist barely glanced at Maya's phone screen. "Sometimes these online bookings have issues. The system doesn't always update properly." "This wasn't an online booking," Maya replied, her voice steady despite her growing anger. "I called directly and spoke with someone named Jennifer. She confirmed the VIP suite, took my credit card information, and sent me a confirmation email. $800 was charged to my card immediately." "Well, I'm showing that the suite is unavailable," the receptionist replied with practiced indifference. "We can offer you a standard room instead at the same rate." Maya blinked in disbelief. "So, you want me to pay VIP suite prices for a standard room because you gave away my confirmed reservation?" The receptionist's fake smile became even more strained. "Ma'am, we're trying to accommodate you despite the booking complications." "Booking complications that didn't exist until I arrived," Maya pointed out. "My reservation was confirmed this morning when I called to verify my check-in time." That's when the mail clerk finally looked up from his paperwork, his expression making it clear he found Maya's persistence annoying. "Ma'am, the hotel management reserves the right to modify reservations based on operational needs." Maya felt the familiar burn of discrimination, but maintained her composure. "Operational needs? Or did someone else want my suite?" Before either staff member could answer, Robert Keller's voice boomed across the lobby. "Peterson, good to see you again." Maya watched as both staff members' demeanors transformed instantly. The blonde receptionist's fake smile became genuine. The mail clerk straightened his tie and rushed around the counter to greet Keller personally. "Mr. Keller, welcome back, sir." The clerk gushed with enthusiasm Maya hadn't seen moments earlier. "How was your flight from Chicago?" "Delayed as usual," Keller replied, his expensive suit and platinum watch catching the lobby's chandelier light. "But I'm here now and ready for that VIP suite. You know how I like my accommodations." Maya's blood ran cold as she realized what was happening. Her VIP suite, the one she had booked and paid for weeks in advance, was about to be given to someone who hadn't even made a reservation. "Of course, Mr. Keller," Peterson replied smoothly. "We have your usual suite ready and waiting." "Excuse me?" Maya stepped forward. "That's my suite. I have a confirmed reservation." Peterson turned to Maya with barely concealed irritation. "Ma'am, as I explained, your booking had complications." "No complications," Maya interrupted firmly. "You're giving my paid reservation to someone who just walked in without a booking." Keller looked Maya up and down with obvious disdain. "I think there's been some misunderstanding. I'm a platinum member here. I've been coming to this hotel for 8 years, and I have a confirmed reservation that I paid for 3 weeks ago," Maya replied evenly. The blonde receptionist jumped in quickly. "Mr. Keller, there was a small issue with the room assignment, but we've resolved it. Your suite is ready." Maya couldn't believe the blatant favoritism. "So, let me understand this correctly. You're canceling my confirmed paid reservation to give my room to someone who doesn't even have a booking?" "Mr. Keller is one of our most valued guests," Peterson insisted. "We always ensure his comfort and satisfaction. And I'm not valued because—" Maya asked. Keller sneered. "Because some guests are more important than others. I spend serious money here. I bring corporate groups. I have relationships with the management." That's when Keller made the mistake that would ultimately destroy his relationship with every Richardson property nationwide. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a thick money clip filled with $100 bills. "Peterson, I think we can make this work for everyone," Keller said, peeling off several bills and sliding them across the marble counter. Maya watched in shock as Peterson's hand immediately covered the money, making it disappear beneath the counter. "Mr. Keller, I think we can definitely work something out," Peterson said warmly, his voice transformed by the bribe. The blonde receptionist turned back to Maya with confidence. "Ma'am, unfortunately your reservation has been canceled due to overbooking issues." Overbooking? Maya repeated. 5 minutes ago, you said it was booking complications. Which lie are you sticking with? There's no need to get hostile, Peterson warned. We're offering you alternative accommodations at a very reasonable rate. Maya showed them her confirmation email one more time. I want the VIP suite I booked and paid for. I want the accommodations that were confirmed 3 weeks ago and charged to my credit card. That reservation has been canceled due to operational requirements, the receptionist said. You mean it's been canceled because he bribed you? Maya shot back. Keller's face turned red. I resent that accusation. I made a contribution to ensure excellent service. A bribe, Maya said flatly. You made a bribe to steal my room. Instead of resolving the situation professionally, Peterson escalated. Ma'am, if you continue making accusations and causing disruptions in our lobby, I'm going to have to call security. Within seconds, 2 large security guards appeared. We have a situation at the front desk, Peterson said into his radio. Guest refusing to comply with hotel policy. The first guard approached Maya. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to step back from the counter. Maya held up her phone showing her confirmation email. Officer, I have a confirmed reservation for the VIP suite. I paid $800 3 weeks ago. Here's my confirmation number and my payment receipt. The guard barely glanced. Ma'am, the hotel management has the right to modify reservations as they see fit. Modify? Maya's voice carried a dangerous edge. They didn't modify anything. They stole my room and gave it to someone who bribed them. Despite the intimidation, Maya made a calculated choice. Getting arrested would complicate everything. Wait, she said, holding up her hand. I'll take the smaller room, Peterson smirked. At the same rate you paid for the suite. Every fiber of Maya's being wanted to refuse, but she forced herself to nod. From that moment, Maya documented everything. The punishment room beside the service elevators, the broken air conditioning, the staff mocking her, the pool attendant enforcing fake rules, and the restaurant hostess trying to hide her near the kitchen. The discrimination was systematic, but not everyone was complicit. Sarah, a young black concierge, whispered an apology and confirmed Maya's suspicions. Keller had been bribing managers for years to block certain guests. That night, Maya called her board chair, Eleanor. Together, they prepared the final strike, full termination papers for Peterson and every staff member involved, plus a lifetime ban for Robert Keller. The next morning, black SUVs pulled up to the hotel. Richardson Hospitality's board and legal team arrived from every entrance. An emergency meeting was announced. In the packed ballroom, Maya stepped onto the stage. My name is Maya Richardson. I am the founder and CEO of Richardson Hospitality Group. I recently bought and own this hotel and employ every person in this room. The room erupted in shock. Security footage rolled, exposing the bribes, the threats, and the discrimination. Peterson was fired on the spot. Other staff who had participated were terminated. Robert Keller, stunned, was handed his banishment. You are permanently banned from all 47 Richardson properties. Finally, Maya turned to Sarah. Sarah Williams is entering our management training program immediately. Tears filled Sarah's eyes. For the first time, Pinnacle Hotels would become a place where every guest was truly welcome. 6 months later, Sarah was assistant general manager. Customer satisfaction had hit record highs, and revenue was up 30%. Maya's undercover mission had not only exposed discrimination, it proved to the entire industry that dignity wasn't just morally right, it was good business.